The 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, the most active season in recorded history, beating the historic 2005 season. The season produced a total of 31 tropical depressions, 30 named storms, 13 hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes. Among the major hurricanes was Laura. The peak of the season is late August going into September and early October. On August 16, 2020, a tropical wave that emerged off the coast of Africa and into the Atlantic for potential development was being monitored. In order for tropical cyclones to develop, conditions must be favorable. We need warm ocean temperatures, little to no wind shear, as well as little land interaction, if not any. As the wave made its way westward, headed to the Caribbean, conditions got increasingly favorable for development, and it became a tropical depression on the 20th of August and eventually a tropical storm in the vicinity of the Leeward Islands. Laura continued to make its way to the west-northwest, interacting with the islands of the Greater Antilles, which limited intensification. Most of the Greater Antilles experienced strong winds and heavy rainfall, which induced flooding in some areas. By Monday, the 24th of August, Laura emerged into the Gulf of Mexico and landfall was expected 3 days after in the southwestern portion of Louisiana. Laura was expected to be a hurricane. As Laura moved closer and closer to the Gulf Coast of the US, it steadily intensified until, on August 26th, rapid intensification began. It lasted until the point of landfall where Laura had peak winds of 150 miles per hour and a minimum pressure of 937 millibars. Well before landfall, hurricane watches and warnings were set out in order to alert people living in the areas where landfall was expected. Areas along the coast were expected to experience what the National Hurricane Center called Unsurvivable storm surge, which meant that the inundation caused by the hurricane would be extremely devastating. Laura was the strongest hurricane to impact southwestern Louisiana and is among the strongest storms in the Gulf of Mexico. After landfall, Laura rapidly weakened as it made its way further in the US, where there was still a rainfall threat. And on the 29th of August, Laura became a remnant low over Kentucky and was absorbed by a large extratropical system not long after. In the aftermath of the storm, there were over 70 fatalities, and damages were estimated to be over $14 billion in 2020 US dollars. About 200,000 people were without drinking water, and over 1 million were left without power for a while after the storm has passed. Storms such as Laura are storms to learn from. The Gulf of Mexico had warm ocean temperatures which significantly contributed to its rapid intensification. Other storms that rapidly intensified in the Gulf of Mexico include Hurricane Harvey from 2017 and Hurricane Michael of 2018. Laura might have been a very significant and record-breaking hurricane, but it certainly wasn't the last for that season, as later down, 2 more significant major hurricanes devastated the same place in the space of 2 weeks from each other, which we will discuss later. Thank you for watching. I am Dani'i Henry.